tell us about the recruitment transformation, the journey that they've gone on to get from where they were to how they're perceived today in the world of recruitment, and how they're actually retaining that fantastic talent that does really complex and really challenging things in markets around the world, where perhaps some of us would have no idea how to even approach finding core and key talent. I believe we have Virginia with us now, and I think we can hand over. Virginia, really nice to meet you. I'm really looking forward to your presentation this morning. I had a chance to have a sneak preview over the weekend, so I've seen some of it, but I'm so interested in hearing what you've got to say. Over the next half hour or so, do remember, leave questions. We'll run through a Q&A session, probably about 5 minutes at the end of your session, if that's okay, Virginia, but really interested in hearing your presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. I'm very, very happy to start the week with you and to be here to tell you about our recruitment transformation journey, or how we went from underdog to award winner. So let me just change the slides. So my name is Virginia Malembe. I'm based in Geneva, Switzerland. I am the head of talent attraction and sourcing at the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC. And today, I'm going to tell you about a transformation, a digital transformation of our service from HR marketing to talent attraction. It all started in 2018 when we decided to change the paradigm, and I'll tell you why in a couple of seconds. So to explain you how it was before the change, so for the past 10 years, the HR marketing team has been going from career events, roundtables, universities, presentations, roll up in one hand, brochure in the other, traveling across continents and trying to just meet people and inform them about our work. So each year, the team attended around 300 events with, of course, dozens of hours of travel, many nights away from home, and it was super expensive and not very eco-friendly. So a lot of energy was spent for very few results, at least results that are difficult to measure. And not to mention that there was no career site, no talent pipeline, no recruitment campaigns. So we really needed a new model for attracting talent. That's a model that will, of course, meet our challenges because in my organization, the challenges are quite big. So let me tell you about the ICRC. So I work for the oldest humanitarian organization in the world, the guardian of the international humanitarian law, whose mission is to provide assistance and protection to the victims of armed conflicts. So we only work in countries affected by armed conflict or other situation of violence. Oh, sorry. Let me explain you a bit, give you more information about our 7 principles. So our action is based on 7 principles, but I would like just to mention 3 of them who have a big impact on our talent attraction and our recruitment strategy, which are first, neutrality, second, impartiality, and third, independence. I will come back to this later, so keep it in mind. To carry out our mission, we are looking for the right people at the right place at the right time. And we do this in 90 different countries where we are present. We have today more than 20,000 employees all around the world and some 159 nationalities. And big recruitment challenges, and also very high selection criteria. Because when you work with us, it's really more than a job. Working with the ICRC, it's a life change. It can be stressful, it can be complex, and it can be also sometimes dangerous. This is why we need people with strong skills and experience. So we only hire professionals with at least 2 years of experience. We need people that had a previous international exposure and people that can speak 2 to 3 languages of interest at the HRC, Russian, Arabic, Spanish, French, English, just to mention some of them. And the nationality. So a couple of minutes I was telling you about our values, and neutrality, impartiality, and independence have a huge impact because we need people that have a deployable nationality. So we cannot send people in their country of origin or in a country where their country of origin is part of the conflict. So I can give you a concrete example. Today, we need to recruit Russian speakers and Ukrainian speakers to assist and protect the population in Ukraine, but without a Russian or Ukrainian nationality. So you see how it is complex to hire people at the ICRC. We need also to hire sometimes a female doctor specialized in detention who speak French and Arabic. How you do that? And how also to prepare tomorrow's generation to join the humanitarian professions, because you really need to build this experience and knowledge during years. And of course, we will send them in challenging environments without family for 12 months. And we are looking for people in 17 job families. And in total, we have more than 170 functions. So voila, the first thing we had to do to attract such a diversity of skills and experience was first to recruit a team representing this diversity of background and cultures. So we have created 6 hubs around the world. The first hub is in São Paulo. So the hub in São Paulo is covering Americas, so North America and South America. We have also a team in Brussels covering Eurasia and Middle East. A team in Geneva who is more here to ensure the link between strategic orientations and regional priorities. A team in Nairobi to cover Africa. A team in Bangkok. And a team in Beijing to cover Asia Pacific. And here you can see the real tatties, the people from the talent attraction team. So we created a totally remote team. So not to mention that the COVID and the pandemic had no impact on our daily work, daily life. We are really working only on remote. The team it's 11 different nationalities, 10 languages spoken, 5 different time zones. So the meetings are during lunch at noon. And you can see 12 talented people, all passionate by their job. So the second thing we did to do it was to attract all these unicorns and pink elephants, was to really develop an holistic approach to our services with the desire to reach short, medium, and long term and support the organization. So we implemented 9 new technologies and recreated 6 services in less than 3 years. So let me now introduce you to these different services. So digital sourcing, talent engagement, market intelligence, employer branding, outreach, and capacity building. So I'm gonna explain you all of them. So direct sourcing. So the first service is direct sourcing. So it means that we search the right profiles in the web and approach passive candidates. And why we do that? Of course, for immediate needs. We need to sometimes to respond to operational emergencies in the field, and we need to quickly deploy the right people in the right places. For how to fill positions as well, and I will say that's the ICRC daily life. We are looking for Sinhala interpreters to engage with the local communities, as well as IT specialists to know how to repair satellites in South Sudan or prevent a cyber attack in Sanaa. And we do this for what we call mobile and resident staff. Mobile staff, it's all these people deployed on a mission, so working on global deployment. And resident staff, it's all the local people. And it's important to mention that today, 70% of the ICRC workforce is based on local professionals. So we support our colleagues in the field with sourcing in over 90 different countries. And we do that for very different profiles, from agronomists to forensics to veterinarians, for example. The second service is talent engagement. So talent engagement is here really to build the workforce of tomorrow, to ensure that we can deploy the right person at the right time. What we do is that we recruit in pool. So we recruit not only one person, but several persons at the same time and during the entire year. So we always seek to build the most diverse pool of gender, language, and nationality. And this is very important when we recruit. We really need to take into consideration the diversity of our pool and make sure that we have, for example, 50-50 in terms of gender, and also different type of nationality that can be deployed in the different countries where we are present. We need also to raise awareness to very specific professions, because today many people think that to work for the ICRC, you have to be a doctor or a nurse or a social worker. But few people know that we also we are also looking for example, a retired police officer, web developers, internal auditors. So we need really to communicate about the different type of profiles and work that we have at the ICRC, and let them know that we are looking for them as well. And as I mentioned, attract the right people at the right time. Again, when a conflict breaks, we need to deploy very quickly dozens of people. So to be prepared, to be ready, we really engage and build strong partnership with professional associations, but also universities. And we invite those professionals to join the talent communities. It's not really pools, it's like a pre-pool. And we build talent communities, so potential future candidates who want to stay first informed about our activities and work, and also that are keen to be contacted if we have urgent needs. So this is why we also build these talent communities that complete the talent pools. The third service is market intelligence. So what we do is that we analyze the talents available on the markets, and we do this for Nigeria, but also for Thailand and Venezuela. So in all the different places where we are. And we analyze also the main competitors, and we try to understand better the expectations of our candidates. And why we do that? Of course, to support our colleagues in the optimization of the recruitment process, but also to support the leadership to decide where to create a position and identify the regions with the highest potentials in terms of talents. So, for example, we can help leadership to decide if they should open a position in Belgrade or in Manila, and we demonstrate with data. We also do this to help the organization to understand today's talents and also to prepare for tomorrow with workforce planning. Fourth service is employer branding. So everything related to how to position the ICRC as an employer of choice in the humanitarian field. And the competition is quite tough in the humanitarian sector, but not only, because we are also looking for skills coveted by the private sector. So, for example, data analysts, all the IT specialists, designers, all these type of profiles, we need really to redouble our efforts to attract them and to show them that there is a purpose also when you work for the ICRC. Again, even for an IT, it's more than a job. You are really part of the ICRC mission and action. We need also, of course, to share our mission, values, and stories to let them know who we are, what we do. Many people, for example, confuse the International Committee of the Red Cross with the Red Cross or the Red Crescent. It's not the same. We are all part of the movement, but the ICRC only work in countries affected by armed conflict. And all the countries have Red Cross and Red Crescent, even in peaceful time. So this is the main difference. It means, for example, you cannot volunteer for us, but you can volunteer for the Red Cross of your country. So we need to recall our mandate, our mission, our characteristic every day. It's really important because we offer different things. We offer really a humanitarian career. And it's important to recall all this information to attract the best talents. And this is really part of our mission as well in the talent attraction team. We really need to explain what it takes to work with the ICRC, because working in a country in conflict is risky. It's a reality. Our colleagues are sometimes confronted to dangerous and traumatic situations. Our working condition can be sometimes very difficult. So our duty is really to inform candidates about all aspects of our work, including preparing them for the reality of the field. And last but not least, we post a lot of job opportunities all around the world, and we are ready to publish an offer in less than 24 hours in more than 50 different job boards. The fifth service is global outreach. So it means that we organize events, inclusive events, accessible events to exchange and share information about our work. So our career webinars are open to all, free. We organize them in 5 official languages of the ICRC. Some of them are general, others are very specific. For example, we have career webinars only for health professionals. And we do this in different time zones. So this, it's a really great opportunity to get in touch with as many people as possible without travel. And you, as you know, it's much better for the carbon footprint as well. And I mean, it's really a good thing for us because now the candidate doesn't have to be part of a specific university or a specific association. Everyone can join the party and ask questions and get in touch with HR people. It's an event all about a career, of course, from selection criteria to recruitment process, an opportunity to ask questions, and it's also a unique experience because we always invite colleagues from the field, very different backgrounds, and they join the career webinar to talk about their experience, but also to share advice, how to prepare yourself to join the ICRC in the future. It's quite sometimes complex. So our colleagues are here also to answer to those questions. And the last service is capacity building. So what is capacity building is really our way to build a global talent attraction approach at the ICRC. Our intention is to position the talent attraction team as a center of expertise in attraction sourcing and employer branding. So today we have more or less 400 HR people at the HRC, 10% at the HQ, and the rest in the fields. As I said before, we recruit a lot of local staff, so we need also to support our HR colleagues in the field to better recruit locally. And to achieve this, so we equip, train, and support our colleagues in the field. So, for example, we give them sourcing tools, enabling them to find candidates on a national level. We offer support and trainings on employer branding, diversity and inclusion, a lot of different topics, in fact. And we also help them to define their local strategy. Our intentions is really to create a global recruitment approach. And now let's talk about the results. So in 2021, we have finished deploying all our services, and we also started seeing the first results. And in 1 year, we have exceeded our goals and gone further than we ever imagined. So let me present you some of the results. So in terms of direct sourcing, we have sourced over 100 positions in 15 different countries with a nice response rate of 50%. In terms of talent engagement, we have launched over 25 social media recruitment campaigns on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Google, in over 40 different countries, and in total we reached over 30 million people. In terms of market intelligence, we delivered 40 market analyses for 10 different industries in 8 countries. Employer branding, oh, sorry, it's my mistake. Wrong numbers. So let me give you the right ones. So in terms of employer branding, so we launched the first ICRC career sites, and after 1 year, we registered over 1.1 million visitors. So a big increasement. And on LinkedIn, we started with 100,000 followers, and after 2 years, we have today 800,000 followers. For outreach, we organized 12 career webinars in 7 different languages, and we registered over 17,000 people. And last, capacity building, we organized 25 boot camps. We also bought an e-learning platform and gave access to our colleagues, so a platform about employer branding and sourcing. And we also organized trainings on LinkedIn. And for the customer satisfaction, so we also wanted to know if our internal customers are happy. So we sent a satisfaction survey to our internal customer, and over 100 people responded. And their feedback has delighted us. 86% of them said they were really satisfied with our services. 88% appreciated the quality of the work delivered. 84% were satisfied with the delivery time of their services, and 4.6% wish to use our services again in the future. So, with all these results, we decided last September to submit our application for the Swiss HR Digital Award and to compete against other HR professionals from the private and the public sector in Switzerland. And you know what? We won the first prize. So we're super, super happy. The jury awarded us for 3 different things. The first, the holistic approach of the model we had created. Second, the fact that it was adapted to regional and also global challenges. And the third thing was the radical turn taken towards the digitalization from HR marketing to talent attraction. So it was a wonderful way to complete this transformation and celebrate the successes achieved. So voila, super happy. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation, that this transformation journey has inspired you, and that you understand also better what it is to attract talents in the humanitarian sector. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
That's an excellent presentation. And to be honest, I hadn't really fully realized the definition between what you do within the ICRC versus the rest of the Red Cross. Like the rest of the Red Cross, I was blown away by the complexity of that organization. But my God, what you do is so much more complex and so much more challenging. Absolutely amazing stuff, and really great to hear that journey that you've been on. We've had a few questions drop in, and actually we're still joined by Rob, so I think Rob might have a couple of questions as well. But the first question that came up, Benjamin Gray asked, excellent presentation, Virginia, as we will all say, I'm sure.
Thank you.
And he had a quick question. If you had to build the ICRC TA function from the beginning, which of the 6 services would you prioritize and why?
Oof, this
what
is
a complex question.
So one of the 6, only one. I can only keep one.
Yeah. Which one would you prioritize?
It's super difficult question because everything is complementary. And through outreach, we created also the talent pipelines, and everything is connected at the end. So super difficult. I will say that today talent engagement is maybe where we really can put a lot of efforts and received a lot of results as well, because here you can really build the workforce of tomorrow and already prepare the workforce that will join you in 2, 3, 5 years. So this is for me the best way. The talent pipelines, it's for us a way to, of course, communicate with the candidates, but also to source them. And so with this service, you can do, I will say, 50% of the other services. So I will keep this one.
Cool. We had Kirsten asked, what would you say has been your biggest challenge?
Oof, every day is a challenge. The biggest challenge is really the fact that at the ICRC we are looking for.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point, actually, because if you think about the global talent shortages that everybody's facing, that's compounded by the complexity and difficulty of the jobs that you're recruiting for. So when somebody's got potentially an easier option that might suddenly be paying more than it had done before, then it's difficult to then think about how do we bring those people in. I know we've still got Rob joined us. Rob, did you have any questions at all?
Yeah, but more of an observation, I guess, based on sort of how I introduced myself at the start and what I was looking forward to. And I honestly didn't expect in the very first session to hear from someone who's talking global and local straight out of the gate. So it was really refreshing to hear that. And I just love the fact that you also got recognized for that in the award that you won. I think that's, a genuine hats off to that incredible achievement. So I just wanted to, also congratulate you myself, because it's something very, very dear to me. And it's great to see that it's been put into practice straight away.
We had one more question that came in. Bear with me 2 seconds. There's lots of stuff that's piled in. And I think this will be our final question because our next speaker is about to join us, I believe. But we had Kirsten also asked, looking back, what has been the biggest challenge? We've sort of answered that, really. Which of these 6 services was the most challenging to implement? And I guess that's probably in the framework of being a complex global organization. Yeah, so which one would you say was the most challenging to implement with that kind of global outlook?
Services difficult to implement was the direct sourcing. Because internally people think that when you work for in the humanitarian sector, the motivation is key. And they were like, but how can you know that people are motivated if you are approaching them, if you are trying to convince them to join the HRC? So it was an interesting discussion internally, because yeah, when you are in the humanitarian sector, people come because they just want to work for the purpose, and they are motivated by this type of job. And through direct sourcing, we are approaching them. So how to know if they are really motivated about the mandate? And it was maybe one of the service that we had to sell internally to our colleagues and key stakeholders. For the other ones, it was quite easy.
See that. Well, thank you so much for sharing today. That was a really excellent presentation, and really, really great delivery as well. It's always tough being the first one on stage at an event like this. Excellent job, and hopefully,
thank you, my pleasure.
Maybe next year we'll see you in Barcelona.
Hopefully, finger crossed. Thanks for having me. It was a real pleasure, and I wish you a beautiful day of introducing